Okay, you meet and greet.
Hi Tony, my name's Goulam, nice to meet
mate.
you.
Yeah, I'll give you the word picture. I've got a test in about 10 days time, and my instructor today, who's gone off playing golf, he said we're going to look at pedestrian crossings and use the signals by indicator only.
Okay.
Yeah?
Excellent. Okay Tony, question, thinking of the right question. Okay, what I was gonna, okay, right question.
I want to just set myself up while you're sitting there.
Okay, so if you just set yourself up as normal. Okay Tony, have you ever used a pedestrian crossing as a pedestrian?
Oh yeah, loads of times.
Yeah, okay. And what did you look at on your previous lesson?
No, just everything, just been driving everywhere.
Okay. Okay, so we'll crack on, Tony, because I'm struggling. So I don't know what to say. We'll crack on, Tony, and we'll see how we get on.
Yeah.
With these pedestrian crossings.
Right.
Do you know the different type of pedestrian crossings?
Stops and can't see out the mirrors.
Yes. So Tony, what can you check in your? Focusing too much on the questions. What can you check it? What can you see in your interior mirror?
No, I
Tony?
can square the back window to see the edge of my head with straight the edge of yours.
Okay, and what can you see in the outer mirrors?
2 finger widths and a bit of sky, a bit of road, and same in that one.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so Tony, drive on when you're ready.
And we're going to turn left at the end.
We're going to turn left, Tony. So. When did you signal to turn left back there, Tony?
About 6 car lengths away, wasn't it?
Okay. And is it always important that we signal 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it important that we signal 5 or 6 car lengths?
Give people time to react.
Okay. And if we signal too late, what would happen, Tony?
Not really sure, really.
Okay. Now, if we signal too late, i.e., 1 or 2 car lengths right at the junction, a pedestrian might walk out in front of us because they can cross them anyway. So
we're going to take the next turning to the right.
We're going to take the next turning to the right, Tony. So if they walk out in front of us, that's because they weren't sure what we're doing because we've signalled too late. If we signal too early, Tony, what might that do?
Not too sure.
Okay, if we signal too early, it might confuse drivers. For example, if we're turning left and we signalled left, but we signalled before we could even see the junction, they might think we're pulling over or parking into a driveway, and they might try and overtake us on our right. So it is important that we get our timing of signal right, Tony.
And we're going to turn left.
Turn left, Tony. So, what can you see there, just on the right, Tony?
No, one we work around.
Okay, so what could she do in front of you, Tony, as you were approaching that junction?
Give me a funny look, I suppose.
Okay. Do you think she might cross in front of you, Tony?
I didn't think she had any problems with me there. She was going that way, I was going this way.
If she did try and cross, Tony, and she left the pavement and she started crossing, what would you do first on approach? Okay, and why is it important we check that mirror, Tony?
This is the speed limit.
Okay. And then if you had to slow down because you've checked the mirror, what does that allow you to do?
It allows the car behind me more time to react.
Yeah, excellent. That's good.
And we're going to turn left.
Excellent. And if we're going to turn left, so if we don't check that mirror, Tony, pedestrians can cross them anywhere. Okay. If they suddenly step out in front of you and we need to stop for them, by having checked the mirror previously, we'll know whether it's how far the car is behind us or not, and what sort of speed it's doing as well. So, what can you see? What sign's that there, Tony?
School.
Okay. So what might you see popping up in front of us?
School children.
Yep. Okay. So would you beckon those children across, Tony? Would you?
Oh, no.
No. Why is it important we don't beckon them across, Tony?
Because they might get run over in a vehicle, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So,
And we're going to turn right.
and we're going to turn right. Yeah. So it's important we don't beckon those children across. Okay. So we're going to pop that signal on, Tony.
Yeah, 6 car lengths away.
Yeah, so that was actually not 6 car lengths away, that was right on our approach. Now, how do you judge that, Tony?
I just know 6 car lengths.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll talk you through the next one just to make sure we're judging it correctly. What can you see up
Why
ahead?
have we signalled too late, have we?
Yeah, you actually signalled too late there.
No, only there, was it?
And before. What can you see ahead, Tony?
No, zebra crossing.
So what are you going to do
I'll
first?
check my mirror. Stop.
Okay, why is it important that we stop at this? Where would you stop, Tony?
The giveaway line.
Okay, and why is it important we stop at the giveaway line?
Because my instructor said I must do.
Okay, if you stopped over the giveaway line, what would happen, Tony?
Oh, he said I mustn't stop on the crossing.
Okay, and by stopping on the crossing, how is that a problem to people waiting to cross, Tony?
Oh, he said they'd have to walk around the vehicle.
Okay, and so if it was someone, if you stopped on the crossing and someone that didn't have any sight, was blind,
And we're going to turn left.
and we're going to turn left, if they were crossing and your bonnet was on the crossing, they'd walk straight into your bonnet, wouldn't they?
Alright.
So it's important that we don't go over that line, Tony, for that reason. Okay, and
we're going to turn left.
we're going to turn left, Tony. So what are you not going to do with these? Okay, so what can you see to the left, Tony, just as we're about to turn?
Oh, crossing.
Okay, so what are you going to do first, Tony?
Emerge.
Okay. So, what are you going to do first, Tony? As we enter the road and we've got a crossing in.
Oh, look at the crossing.
Okay, so you're going to check the interior mirror?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And are you then going to scan?
I might as well see you told me to, yeah?
Yeah, so once you've checked the mirror, okay, you're going to scan. Do you know which type of crossing that is, Tony?
Oh, like control crossing.
Okay, so what might you expect now those people, the children have pressed the button?
Oh, you see the red lights come on, they press the button, haven't they?
Okay, so what might happen?
Oh, they might change.
Okay, and if they did change, what would you do?
I'll stop.
Okay, and why is it important that we stop, Tony?
That's a red light, isn't it?
Yeah, so would you stop before or after the stop line, giveaway line, stop line?
Oh, I should stop at the stop line, shouldn't
So if you stopped over it, what would happen, Tony?
I? I'll be blocking the crossing again, wouldn't
Okay, and what would be the consequences of blocking that crossing?
I? Yeah, people would have to walk around me again, wouldn't
Yep, excellent. And are we allowed to stop on a crossing, do you know, Tony?
they? No, I don't think we are we?
Sorry?
No, I don't think we are we?
No, that's correct. No, we're not legally. We're not allowed to stop at a crossing, Tony. So, what are we not going to do with these pedestrians, Tony?
I'll wave at them.
Yep, or beckon them across.
I'll beckon them,
Okay.
yeah.
Now it's important that we don't beckon them across. Do you know why, Tony?
Oh, because they might get run over by another vehicle, isn't
Yeah. Okay. So if we see if they'd already left, Tony, if they'd already left the curb and they just set their right foot off the curb and they were about to cross, would you beckon them across and say to them, yeah, go ahead and cross, or would you allow them to cross, Tony?
Oh, I have to allow them to cross, haven't I?
Okay. So what would you do just as you saw those pedestrians? What's the first thing you'd do?
I'll check my mirror.
Okay. And why would you check that, Tony?
This is the speed of the vehicle behind me.
Okay, that's good. And what would be the consequences of not checking that mirror and those pedestrians cross in front of you?
Well, it wouldn't give me time to slow down a bit earlier because she was very close to me, wasn't she?
Excellent. Okay, so what can you see up ahead, Tony?
It's a crossing, isn't it?
Okay, do you know which type of crossing that is?
Zebra.
Yeah, so it's got some zigzag lines, Tony. What must you not do on the zigzag lines, Tony? Okay, pop the signal on now, Tony. Okay.
Oh, is that 5 or 6?
That's 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony. Okay. So if you imagine 5 or 6 cars in front of you, okay, before that, okay, we've got a crossing coming up, Tony. So what's the first thing you can do?
I'll check my mirror.
Okay, and
Scan.
okay, that's good.
Lovely there.
Excellent. Why is it important we do that, Tony?
Check if there's anybody standing there waiting to cross, isn't it?
Excellent. And if they were, Tony, then we're turning right. Sorry. If they were waiting to cross, Tony, what is it important that you do?
I'll stop.
Right. Signal. Okay. So just going to have a look at your signals, Tony, because
Why, they've been wrong, have they?
yeah, they have, unfortunately. Yeah. So I just need to find out how you're judging these signals. So
signal 6 car lengths.
yeah. What we haven't done, we've actually signalled too close, Tony. We haven't signalled 5 or 6 car lengths. So on the next one, I'll tell you when to signal.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. And then we can try and judge it, and then you'll
Right.
get a good idea of how far we are.
Okay.
Okay. So got that pedestrian over there, but she's walked off in the opposite direction, hasn't she? So she shouldn't be a threat to us, Tony.
And we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right, Tony. So let's signal now. Okay. So
Is that 6 car lengths?
that's about 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony. Okay. Now it's important that we signal 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony. Do you know why?
No.
Okay. Because obviously, if we signal too late, Tony, like we have been doing, it doesn't give the drivers around us or behind us or even pedestrians enough time to react to the signal.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, so it's almost the equivalent of not signalling them at all because you've not given them any time to react.
Okay.
So they need to be able to benefit from the signal by you signalling 5 or 6 car lengths. We don't always signal 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony. Okay, if there's a road. Do you know why we don't always signal 5 or 6 car lengths, Tony?
Is it to do with if I was turning left at the end and I signalled there, he might think I'm pulling in there or something?
Yeah, it's important we don't point, Tony, because I thought you might be trying to beckon that pedestrian across. I think.
You're paranoid. Yeah, we're going to turn left.
Yeah, that one. Okay, we're going to turn left, Tony. So pop that signal on now.
But that's not 5 or 6 car lengths.
No, but obviously you've got a road to the left there.
I get you now. Yeah.
So that was that was what I was about to talk about. So you'd confuse drivers, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They'd think you're turning into that road, and what might they do, Tony?
Probably pull out in front of me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and if they did, what would happen?
I'd probably hit them, wouldn't I?
Yeah, or someone might try and overtake you on the right as well, Tony. So it's important.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left, Tony. So signal now. That's good. That's 5 or 6 car lengths.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
Tony. So it's important we get that signalling right. Okay, so what have we got up ahead, Tony?
Zebra.
Okay. So what are we going to do first?
I'll check my mirror.
Okay.
I'll scan.
Okay.
Nobody there, is there?
Okay. Is it important we don't? Why is it important we don't speed up to that zebra crossing, Tony?
Because then I've had to stop very suddenly and somebody come running out of a shop, wouldn't
Yeah. So if you were speeding up rather than slowing down,
turning left.
and we're turning left, so that's good. So I'm happy you've got the signalling, Tony. So I'll keep an eye on that. Okay. I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, before you pass it back to me, check my knowledge with it.
Yeah, I will do.
Come on, check my knowledge with it now then.
Okay, so how did you judge that, Tony?
6 car lengths.
Excellent. So I'm happy you've got that, Tony.
Yeah, turning left.
And we're turning left, Tony.
No,
so
I'll check it. Go a bit
so-
deeper with
so-
my knowledge, yeah?
Okay, so
And what's the consequence?
and what's the consequences of not of signalling too late, Tony?
People won't have time to react.
Excellent. That's good. And if they don't have time to react, what might happen, Tony?
Well, they may hit me from behind, or pedestrians may walk out in front of me.
Excellent. Okay, Tony. So we sped up to the last zebra crossing. We increased our speed rather than doing the opposite. Okay, so it's important we don't beckon these
I'm not going to
pedestrians across,
stop
Tony.
them across.
No, it's important we don't stop for them, Tony, because they weren't actually already crossing.
Alright. I didn't beckon on them.
Okay, but by making eye contact with them,
turn
Tony,
left.
by making eye contact with them and looking in their direction, you're almost telling them to cross in front of you. So it is important we don't make eye contact with them, because that...
Well, if I don't make eye contact with them, I wouldn't have a clue what they're doing, would I?
No.
Now turning left.
Okay, so why are we not going to increase our speed up to that zebra crossing, Tony?
I didn't increase my speed the last time until I was actually on the crossing.
Okay, so why would you not increase the speed on the crossing, Tony?
On approach to it.
Yeah, on approach to it.
I don't think I did. I checked my mirror and I scanned.
Okay, but just as we were going close to it, it was about now, you sort of... Did you not increase your speed?
Yeah, but it's dead ground, isn't it? There was nobody anywhere near the crossing.
Okay. It's probably still better that...
Yeah, once I got my two wheels onto the practically onto the crossing, nobody's going to walk out in front of me there, are they?
Well, you don't know, Tony. It's probably better to make sure you're fully over the crossing before you then increase the speed again. Okay, and we're going to turn left, Tony.
Is he alright crossing there?
Sorry, who? That pedestrian?
That's probably my eyesight. I'm sure I saw a pedestrian come back between those cars.
Yeah. Got it before me. Okay, so there's some pedestrians up ahead, Tony, waiting to cross. They've crossed now. Okay. So it's important that we don't beckon them across.
I think it's probably important to worry about pedestrians that are actually going to walk out in front of me.
Yeah.
The ones that are 10 miles ahead and going to be home having a cup of tea, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, she's not a problem to me, is she?
No, but if she suddenly decided to walk in your direction...
Yeah, but if I was to drive around thinking that all day, I'd never get anywhere, would I?
Yeah.
She's not a problem to me, is she?
No, she's not. No.
She's not a problem to me, is she?
No, but what would you do when you see those pedestrians, Tony?
Look away, don't make eye contact with them.
No, it's important that we do make eye contact, but we don't stop for them, Tony. Okay, like we did on the previous one. So you made eye contact with them, but it's important we don't stop for them.
Yeah.
Okay, because by stopping we're almost without even.
So I never stop for pedestrians on the pavement.
Not if they haven't already crossed, Tony.
Well, they've already crossed. They wouldn't need to stop, would they?
No, if they'd left the curb, Tony. If they left the curb, okay, and they decided to cross, we're turning left. You would stop for them.
So I don't stop for pedestrians that are standing on the pavement unless they step off the pavement, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But, okay, so what can you see up ahead, Tony?
A crossing.
So what you first?
Checking my mirror.
Yep.
Scanning.
Okay, so you got some.
Nobody's standing there.
Okay.
And we're going to turn left.
Is it important to check the mirror, Tony? And to reduce our speed rather than increase it?
Yeah, it's maybe important that you listen to me, yeah? You asked me what I was going to do in approaches. I'm checking my mirror, I'm scanning.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. I was just moving on to the next one. So, I was just gonna... Yeah, okay. So why is it important that we don't increase the speed up to the approach of it?
Did I?
No, I'm just a general question. Just about...
Oh, okay, somebody approaches in between those hedges and I don't see them, innit?
Yeah, excellent.
But now I can increase my speed, can I?
Now you can, yeah.
All right. I was thinking I had to drive a 5 mile an hour everywhere.
No, I wouldn't get you to see that. So, what are you, so that pedestrian there, you'd stop for him, wouldn't you? Because, not completely, no, but you'd obviously slow your speed down for him because he's already started crossing, Tony, and we're turning right. So what might you expect that man to do as we're about to turn right, Tony?
No, he might walk across the road.
Okay, so you're going to beckon him across?
No.
Okay. And why is it important we don't, Tony?
To get killed, isn't it?
Okay.
Not going to make eye contact with him either.
No, you can, obviously, you've got to make eye contact with him to see him, but it's important we don't. And we're going to turn left, Tony. So, what can you see up ahead there, Tony?
Oh, see them Volusia beacon things?
Yep, so what type of crossing is that?
That's a zebra, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's got some zigzag lines, Tony.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it earlier on, didn't you?
Yeah, why is it important that we don't stop on the zigzag lines, Tony?
Oh, I do stop, because I have to let pedestrians cross, don't I?
Why is it important that we don't park on the zigzag lines, Tony?
Just make sure you didn't cross the white line.
Okay. Okay. So why is it important we don't
Turning left.
park on the zigzag lines, Tony, or park on the crossing?
Oh, because of it blocks people's views, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Turning right.
We're turning right. And if it blocked people's views, what are you going to beckon at? Okay. If it blocked people's views, what would be the problem with that? What might that not be able to spot?
Well, the cars might not see the pedestrians, and the pedestrians might not see the cars.
Okay. And what would be the consequences of that?
I get 3 points on my licence.
Yeah. Excellent.
I'm turning left.
And we're turning
Is
left.
that the
Tony.
consequences?
You would get 3 points on your licence if you parked on the zigzag lines. If you left, if you just parked on.
That's a hell of a consequence, isn't it?
So we've got crossing. So what's the first thing you're going to do here?
One minute.
Okay, and we're going to let her cross.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, you could have. Okay.
Yeah, so the consequences then 3 points on my licence, yeah?
And a £60 fine.
Oh, that's a terrible consequence, isn't it? That's nearly as bad as hit the pedestrian, isn't it?
Yeah. So what are we going to do here, Tony? What
I'll
type
check
of?
my mirror.
Okay. And
I'm going to stop.
okay. And where are you going to stop, Tony?
Make sure I don't stop over that line.
Okay. And what would you? Can you go on flashing amber on this one, Tony?
Oh yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah. What type of crossing is it?
Oh, it's Pelican, isn't it? And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left, Tony. So it's was that a puffin crossing or a pelican crossing, Tony?
Do you want to turn your hearing aid up a bit? Pelican.
Yeah, I thought you said that. I was just double checking to see if it was actually a puffin crossing, Tony. No, it was.
You got different no, I got no go. No, turning left.
And we're turning left.
It was a puffin crossing.
I thought it was. But I'll check it on.
I mean, you're the instructor. You must be right. But,
No, I've been proven to be known to be wrong.
I've never seen in my highway code anything about a puffin cross and have a flashing amber.
Yeah, you're right. I was just it was just.
Oh, you're just testing me, weren't you?
Just testing you. Yeah, I like to do that.
Now we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right, Tony. So just wanted to make sure you know how to identify the difference between them.
If you knew what you were talking about, you could charge me with this lesson, couldn't you?
Yeah, luckily it's a buy one get one free.
Yeah.
So just as we're turning here, once we've turned, what have we got up ahead?
Oh, I think it's a pelican crossing, isn't it? It's definitely not a puffin.
No, that one's actually a pelican crossing. Yeah, a puffin crossing.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not listening to you. Okay. Yeah, so that one is it is a puffin crossing.
I can tell them a mile away by the type of boxes.
Yeah, that's a good way to identify them. So what are you not going to do on these zigzag lines, Tony?
Oh, we're back to zigzag lines again. I've nearly forgotten what we're talking about them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah. I mustn't park there because the consequences is that I get 3 points on my licence, £60 fine, yeah?
Okay. And what can you not... Do you know what you're not allowed to do if there was a couple of cars parked waiting for someone to cross? What could you not do?
I mustn't overtake them.
Okay, and why is it important that you don't overtake
Because
them?
again, I get another 3 points on my licence, wouldn't I?
Okay.
Yeah, turning left.
And we're turning left, Tony.
And that would be a hell of a consequence, wouldn't it? Getting 6 points in one day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll just double check about that online. So what would be the danger of you overtaking on the actual cars leading to the?
Oh, there might be a policeman around, and he'll give me another 3 points on my licence, wouldn't he?
Yeah, let's not worry about the points
turning
just for now. What would be a hazard if you decided to overtake cars, motorised vehicles that were waiting to cross?
I might not see.
That were waiting to give way to.
I might not see a pedestrian on the crossing.
Okay, and what could you do to that pedestrian by not seeing them?
I'll kill them.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, is that the consequences?
So that is the consequence of not overtaking. Now you can overtake cyclists. Did you know that, Tony?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. I should have asked you really. What can you overtake, Tony?
No, cyclist.
Okay, brilliant. So where are we going to stop, Tony?
I'm not.
That's good. Why didn't you stop, Tony?
There's nobody there.
That's good.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left.
Yeah, so when I stop at these crossings,
Yep.
it doesn't matter if I stop about 6 car lengths away from the give wire stop line, does it?
No, it does. It does.
Oh, right.
You don't want to stop too far away because cars behind you might try and overtake you.
Oh,
Okay, and if they try and overtake you on the crossing and suddenly someone crosses, you don't
and
want
we're going
that.
to turn left.
You don't want that, do you?
So it's important to stop in the right place. Then.
It is important to stop in the right place, and to judge that, Tony, we'll try and pick up, try and make it easier for you to judge, Tony. What might you expect that light to do as we're approaching that, Tony?
What line?
The one back there. The
I wasn't worried about it since I was already halfway across the crossing. wasn't I?
yeah. We'll pick it up on the next one.
That would be called overreacting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Yeah. So what might you anticipate these lights to do, Tony?
Somebody's pressed the button, I can see there's a red light on.
Yeah, excellent. So
And
you
that's
spotted that.
And that's a perfect crossing, whatever.
Yeah, brilliant. And how did you know it was a Puffin crossing, Tony?
By the new style boxes and
Okay, excellent. Now, going back to the overtaking, Tony, if there was two lanes upon the approach to the crossing,
we're going to turn right.
and we're going to turn right, Tony. So what's the first thing you can do here, Tony?
That's it.
Okay, and
No, it's again.
okay.
That's a big crossing, isn't it? It's a long crossing, isn't it?
Yeah, so that actually, so that one actually is, we've gone past it. We'll try and get it on the next one, Tony. You do get some crossings that are two separate crossings.
All right.
Okay, and the way you can tell is they've got a safety haven in the middle. Safe
turning right.
haven, and we're turning right, Tony. So in that case, if the pedestrian's in the middle waiting to go in the opposite direction and they've already crossed your path, you can actually carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. But if they're at the middle safe haven and they're crossing your path, it is important that you let them go.
All right.
Okay. So you'd be able to judge which way they're facing and react to it that way.
All right.
So if there were two lanes to the approach of a crossing, Tony, and the left-hand lane was had 5 or 6 cars waiting to turn into a supermarket car park,
All right.
could you overtake them, Tony?
Oh yeah. Providing the leading one is not stopped at the crossing, isn't it?
Yeah. And why is that important, Tony? Why is it important not to? Why would you not overtake the leading one if it was at the crossing?
Probably stop for a pedestrian, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pedestrian wouldn't see me, wouldn't it?
Excellent.
And we're going to turn.
And we're going to turn right, Tony. So there's a lot of shops here, Tony. So you might get a pedestrian walking out. There's a pedestrian up there. So what is it important you're not going to do?
Stop doing
Yeah. Okay, so there's pedestrians here, Tony.
it. I'm not going to stop him.
Okay.
I'll stop for him now because he's walked right in front of me, isn't
Yeah. So if he's already left the curb, you stop for him. Is that how you
Turning
use that? Is that how you came to that conclusion, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're turning left, Tony. So what's this in the middle here, Tony? The two.
Oh, there's central reserves where pedestrians can wait.
Okay. So if they were waiting there, Tony, would you beckon them across?
No.
No. Would you stop for them to cross without beckoning them?
No.
No. Okay. So what must they? When must they cross? When are they allowed to cross from there, Tony?
Well, pedestrians can do what they like, isn't it?
But when should they cross from there, Tony? Should they cross when you're on approach or once it's clear?
I can't really get inside their head, can I?
No. So let's as long as we've identified what it is,
No, turning left.
and we're turning left.
What are you trying to ask me? What I?
Yeah, I was just trying to ask you something that I'm not sure what. I'm
Well, I
asking
think my
myself.
instructor explained it really well.
Oh, okay.
He said if they're standing there, and I can see they're not going to step off, I'll keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to ask
But
you.
if they step off, then I'm not allowed to run them over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I'll
Excellent.
stop. And we're going to stop on the left.
We're going to stop on the left.
You can breathe. How's that?
How much did I confuse you in that 20 minutes spell, Tony?
A little bit of some bits. Let's take from the beginning.
Okay.
Took you a long time to nail my signal, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah?
Yep.
You kind of touched on it and then you just moved away from it, yeah?
Yep.
The first 5 or 6 junctions, I think I put the signal on about, to begin with, about 2 car lengths away.
Yep.
You made some kind of mention to it and
Cheers. It's fine.
then you moved away from it, so then I signalled pretty much on the giveaway line, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Took you a while to come back to that. You should have got in and nailed that a lot earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, some good questions on the crossings there. Some of it was a little bit confusing. I didn't know what you were on about. With the zebra crossing where I was accelerating, I wasn't accelerating. I have got to make progress up the road, haven't I? Yeah?
Okay.
You asked me what I was doing in the approach, I told you to check in the mirror, scanned across and there was nobody there. And I drive through it. The same way, you know, if I'm driving down a 30-mile-an-hour limit open road and I've got a zebra crossing,
Yeah.
it's important I don't overreact, yeah?
Yeah.
If there's nobody standing anywhere near it, and I can, you know, see both sides of it, then, you know, apart from checking my mirror, I don't really have to take much action, do I?
No.
That's called overreacting, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, you did confuse me a bit about the telling me the Pelican crossing was a puffin crossing, yeah?
Yeah.
Did the flashing amber not give you anything?
Oh God.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, and then you just a little bit of confusion about telling me not to make eye contact with people, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I should be doing, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, but you stopped most of the stuff happening there. That was good.
Okay.
Yeah. The only bit we didn't actually get around to doing, and you did have a chance at the first zebra crossing that I stopped at, and I did actually deliberately stop well short of the white line. Yeah. You could have just come back at me and asked me where should I stop, and how am I judging it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the next couple of crossings, I stopped even a bit shorter as well, and then you weren't making any mention of it. So then I asked you, I said, you know, would it be okay to stop about, you know, 5 or 6 car lengths away? And then you came back and said no, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you were trying to look for a crossing me to stop at to pick up a reference point.
Too late.
Yeah? No, it wasn't too late because it was actually mentioned, so therefore it was covered. But the opportunity just didn't arise. For us to stop at a crossing where you could have asked me to pick up a reference point, yeah?
Uh-huh.
But don't just ignore things like that because that could have been a gap in my knowledge, couldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah? You know, if I'm not too sure, I hope you know there's been videoed when you're Googling.
No, I'm listening to you. Yep.
Hello, Mrs. Goulam. Yeah, obviously if there's a gap in my knowledge there and I'm stopping too short of the giveaway line or the stop line, it's only a matter of time before, if that lack of judgment is there, that I'm going to probably stop over the giveaway line, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you totally bloody confused me on the zigzag lines, yeah?
Yeah. Confused myself.
Since when is the consequence of parking on the zigzag line, the consequence is a £60 fine and 3 points for my licence?
I don't know.
Say?
I don't